Hey, what's going on, friends? My podcast every day is broken up into two parts on the free platform. The first part, Act 1, is right now. When it's all done, go right on over to Act 2 to get the second half of the podcast. Thank you so much for checking out my show. Hello, my friends, and welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast. The daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the posh studios, supported by our friends at Impact Power Sports, online at impactpowersportsmi.com. In fact, you can head over there in person and check out their inventory of amazing things that they have to sell that are fun with motors. In particular, Yamaha golf carts, but not just that. ATVs, UTVs, motorcycles, e-bikes. I know Brett Bullbrain Chris said he's looking for a new lawnmower. If they don't have it on the floor, they'll get it for you. Just go in or call and say, hey, Eric Zane said I can get a lawnmower here. What are my options? And then they'll begin that process for you. Okay. Every so often, there's a moment in time when I get shown something and I'm kind of excited to show it to you. So it's a video with audio of another show. And there's a little bit of background that I have to give you for this. I'm going to try to make it not that complex. Some of you are aware that I have a broadcast partner by the name of Christian Bladt. I've been talking for years. We've been doing the show together once a week called Who Are These Broadcasters? And it's part of the Who Are These Podcasts umbrella or network of shows. We just get together, we play news stories that are ridiculous, either national or local or political, and then we just make fun of them. That's it. For 90 minutes, once a week. And in fact, today we're doing it at a special time, 12:30 on Carl's Who Are These Podcasts YouTube page. You can see it live, 12:30 Eastern Time. And Christian is my partner, my broadcast partner. And Christian and we have a great time. We have a great friendship. He's really, really sweet. This is one of the nicest people that I've ever met in my entire life. Okay? And he kind of sets it up. He's more of a straight guy, and then I say something stupid. I have embraced my pop-off guy role. I'm not leading the show. He is, which is my first love. And so all of the when it comes to the Who Are These Podcasts universe, I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole. I'm part of it by default because I do a show on that network. But there's a lot of backbiting and infighting that goes on. And a lot of people have kind of jumped on board, and it's just a lot going on. In fact, one of the things that makes the whole network tick is that people attack each other. And sometimes not playfully. I do not know much about any of this. I've never really participated in any of the backbiting or the fighting or anything like that. But there's another show that was on last night by this Irish dude named Husey. And Christian, he invited Christian to be on the show. He had several people on the show. One of them was a guy by the name of Stevie Lou. Now, when I saw the name Stevie Lou, I don't know who that is, but it turns out when I watched the clip, yes, I do know who Stevie Lou is just because I remember him. And I remember him because he has a very narrow head. That's all I remember. And he's super aggressive. That's all I recall. Christian writes to me this morning, subject line, me, like himself, losing my shit on a loser on Husey's show. He says, you probably don't have time to watch us this morning, even queued up to 53 minutes as it is. But on Husey's show yesterday, I unloaded on a loser named Stevie Lou, whose awful face and odd-shaped head we've commented on before. I'd be surprised if it didn't come up in the chat when we do our show today at 12:30 on Carl's YouTube channel. The poor chat, most likely, but I figured I'd explain it here instead of on the air. And I watched it, and I'm going to play it for you here. Now, this guy, Stevie Lou, I guess he does not like Christian, who that's shocking to me. I mean, there is no way to ever not like this man. He's one of the, like I said, one of the sweetest people on the planet, salt of the earth. And this guy, but that's par for the course when it comes to this thing called the Dabbleverse. People do attack each other. So Christian is top middle. Stevie Lou is next to him with really close to the camera. And this guy, Stevie Lou, he's one of these people that just rants and rants and rants, and you really don't get a second to speak. But Christian, as mild-mannered as he is, he fucking lost his shit here. And I can't wait to play it for you.
Going back and forth, you dumbass. Do you not see the two sides of things? Why are you so
I watch Melton all the time. I rarely see him talking about Kevin. I see Kevin talking about him every day.
Now, again, we don't need to get the context.
All right, Shmuel. Live in your reality then, bro. You're just completely so fucking lost, and you have your team.
Am I?
That you want to.
I mean, Stevie, am I? I mean, obviously, we both. This is why you get sent out to do these things.
You're out of your fucking mind, and I'm not gonna let you.
Call me Grandpa one more time.
Call everybody all day. Like you can do that. No, buddy. Listen, I'm gonna take you to task and let you know that you're a dumb fuck, and you have no fucking idea what's actually going on out here, and you're just so into your teams that's all you think. You think that I'm Team Brennan, man. I'm doing my own thing, and Kevin Brennan pays me well to do it.
What's your own show that you have that you host?
Yeah, I have a full-time job that I work, and that job.
It's not Christian's talking.
Your show that you do, that you host. Where's your show? Talk about it. Let everybody know what it is.
See, Christian, I'm not a fucking moron like you who doesn't have the ability to have a show and still does it. Okay, that's the difference between me and you. Oh. I'm smart enough to know, unlike you, you're too dumb that you don't realize.
I thought that the difference between me and you was the fact that you came on this show and nobody fucking talked the whole time you've been here because you don't shut the fuck up even once. Just like your boy KB, no one has talked since you've been here. No one has talked except Stevie motherfucking Lou. So give him $50, Husey. He earned it.
You need the medicine. You need this medicine, all right? So open your fucking mouth and take the medicine, Christian. You are an untalented
you call me a dumb fuck?
Okay?
You use stuttering John insults.
Your show is garbage.
You said dumb fuck like 5 times. You're a great insult comic. You're so fucking talented, Stevie Lou.
Fine.
We're so lucky to have you on this fucking show.
Hey, Husey, bring up his YouTube channel. Bring up his YouTube channel. Let's look at the views on Christian Blatt's YouTube channel. You want to have a laugh?
Well, if we compared him to yours, they got to be
views.
Okay, so I guess all these guys hate this dude, and then he pulls that rage out of one of these. Seriously, I was shocked when I saw that aggressive response by Christian. His face red. He's screaming at the top of his lungs at Stevie Lou, and oh my God. All right. Now that right there is fucking amazing. That to me that warms my heart. I am just so happy that okay, you got this Stevie Lou is a big mouth, and he can't, he's just going on and on and on. And then he pulls that out of Christian. And okay, I applaud Christian for giving in and doing that. I applaud Stevie Lou for pulling it out of the man. 5 stars all the way around. I got to get fucking Christian on to talk about this. I need to. I'm just so. I'm so proud of him. It's 7:20 in Los Angeles. Man Bud Chris says, I've never seen him get upset. That's jarring. He's probably helping get the kids off to school.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Fuck. He's going to see that and be like, oh, God. No, you have moved the meter there. That is outstanding showmanship between all involved. That is one for the ages. Whenever there's a big emotional explosion like that, that is entertaining. Who doesn't love that? If you're like walking through Walmart and somebody starts going bonkers, your eyes are glued. You're like, yes, phones are out. You're shooting video. Oh, my God. I'm not even sure the whole context. What you saw is what I've watched. I know who this Husey fellow is, and I only know Stevie Lou because of we've talked about him from time to time on our show, and I don't know who the rest of these people are. Oh, my God. Fantastic. Nick is here. He says, I'm one of the few. My flight or fight kicks in, and I get so uncomfortable. Oh, so are you saying when people like freak out like that, you want to get the hell out of there? Oh, my God. Tyler says that dude's stupid-looking face makes me mad, too. Oh, yeah, Stevie Lou is a goddamn train wreck. But I tell you what, when Christian sent that along to me and it said Stevie Lou and we've talked about him, I'm like, I don't know. Now I could never forget after what has happened. All right? If you have that type of rage, that type of response, that type of fighting between people, that is a winner. Here he is, the man of the hour right now. Hello, you're on the podcast.
Oh, my gosh. Am I being heard by dozens of people right now?
31.
Oh, my God. I was right. It's almost 3 dozen.
So I started the show with the audio video that you sent me from Husey's show. And I can tell you no one's ever seen that side of you, ever.
No one has ever seen that because, except for my misbehaving kids and that uppity wife of mine. They see it every day. But no one else ever sees it.
Okay, so I was just talking with the audience that this is a winner. Because now I know who Stevie Lou is. We had watched him. He was very, very forgettable whenever we talked about him on our show. It takes a lot to make an imprint with me. I will never forget who that is. I loved everything about that. The fact that he pulled that out of you is entertainment joy. It's one of the best things I've seen in a long, long time.
Well, if your audience isn't familiar with Husey, the great Adam Husey, the H-Man Hughes in Ireland, he puts together these panels, and somehow everybody likes Husey, even people who don't get along. And Stevie Lou wasn't supposed to be on the show. He was in the chat, so, I called him out a couple times for being Kevin Brendan's bitch boy. Other people said those terms, but that's basically what it was. And so Husey sent him the link, and I'm like, all right, I kind of know what it was. Now, the reason why that happened, I wouldn't expect your audience to dive into the 20 minutes before that, is that he wouldn't stop talking.
Right.
He was just shouting over everyone, and we're all sitting there. And at one point, Husey and another lovely young lady who was on the show, Little Lemmy, they were both backstage. They weren't even on the screen because they weren't talking. Husey did that. And so it was just like, it was just exhausting. And the interesting thing was I had a clip that was on my desktop, my hard drive, because of our show, Who Are These Broadcasters, which I assume everybody knows will be on a special day and time today at 12:30 p.m. Eastern.
I did.
Who Are These Podcasts YouTube channel.
I did mention. I mentioned it. Of
course. Look, there's one thing you know how to do, like from Glengarry, Glen Ross, ABC. A always, B closing. You're always knowing to make sure your audience finds the thing. So he just wouldn't stop talking, and I was just like, it was actually like just incredibly boring. You know, I'm like sending texts. I was like trying to send a super chat, and I'd been signed out. I know that's really boring, but so I was just like, all right. I mean, let's somebody get a word in edgewise, and I just kind of rolled with it. And somebody we mutually know, this is not our friend Carl Hamburger, I can tell you off the air, but somebody reached out and said that I shouldn't do things like that. I shouldn't stoop down to his level. But other people are like, oh my God, that was amazing. That was the funniest thing I've seen in a long time.
No, it moved the meter. It was raw. It was real. You represented the dark side so well. And don't ever, I disagree wholeheartedly. You were speaking for everyone. And I actually, like I said, I didn't watch the stuff before, but that's a gift to be able to piss people off so badly like that. Yeah. And in small doses, it goes a long way.
Yeah, as somebody like me I've never been on a stream or a microphone like that. I'll get worked up over, something, but never like that. But, look, part of it is pro wrestling, showbiz, you definitely lean into it when you see what you look like.
But he's an asshole. Everybody hates that guy.
100%. Everyone. I think even Kevin Brennan doesn't like him. I've got it on good authority that Kevin Brennan will be talking about things that were said during this interview that might not even be me. So people should tune in to Misery Loves Company podcast later today as well.
My God. Just an incredible moment. I'm so happy it happened.
Well, I am too, and if you want to, even if it's just a timestamp, if you want to send me your favorite moment or two, we can add a little impromptu. Who are these Christian Blatts to? Who are these broadcasters today?
Just before when you started talking to him about promoting his show, and then you put it into fifth gear. And then you're screaming, but you were measured in your words. I could understand what you were saying, but you were screaming at the top.
Well, I don't think it was the own he thought it was to say, at least I know I suck and shouldn't be doing my own show.
Yeah, whatever.
You don't have this self-awareness. I'm like, okay, so yes, you're very terrible. He's a very useful hired goon,
Right.
He's a flunky. He serves Kevin Brennan very well, and stuff like this. Husey knew what he was doing by letting the bull into the china shop.
Why does he not like you?
He just doesn't think I'm talented. And by the way, he might not be wrong. And so there are many people who agree with him. He just he hates my movie takes is what it is.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, because you do all sorts of different shows. You do your heavy metal. You don't host, but you produce a heavy metal show. You do the Bladt cast, and there's numerous things that you were involved in.
Yes, right, exactly. So he'll end up in those streams sometimes. And, so the clip that I had on my hard drive was him basically begging this guy, Liam McEnany, who had been on our show.
Yep, I know Liam. Yep.
Yeah, he'd been basically begging him to do a movie show with him. And I think this is before I start yelling. And he looks at me and he's like, I never said that. What are you even talking about? I'm like, all right, we'll show the clip. He's like, I have a lot of clips of myself. I don't have that one. And I'm like, oh, well, fortunately I do. So we showed a clip and then we played it. And he's talking about how this guy, Liam, really missed the opportunity and not doing a movie show with him. So it went from, I never said that to like, okay, so that's the one time I said that. So, it's, look, it was definitely good theater. And, will there be a rematch? At inside of a ring, YouTube terms of service at Hackamania in Las Vegas, April 10th through the 12th. I don't know. By the way, on our show, I'm teasing this for you. I will reveal how many tickets we've sold using promo code BEARS to Hackamania in Las Vegas.
All right, I'm going to say 2. That's my early guess.
Okay, we will set the Vegas line at 2. We will ask people to take the over or the under.
Okay, so now we're on YouTube today on Carl's YouTube channel. Who Are These Podcasts YouTube channel? You click live, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. It's a different time. It's been a crazy week because Carl got in a fucking fight with Whitney Cummings, And
Yes,
and then he had to sit in timeout like the cocksucker he is, and nearly destroyed all the hard work that we had built or created.
I mean, I think everybody knows that we've really built that channel on our hard work. It actually, I do need to see a chiropractor because it's been on my back for all these years. It's too hard to lift.
His network is the Railroad West, and we are the Chinese.
Yeah. Which, speaking of which, we're going to have a great local news segment on Chinese New Year today, which you're going to love/hate.
All right. I'm looking forward to it. All right. Well, well done. Thanks for sending that along.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, bye.
Bye. That's Christian Bladt, the great Christian Bladt, wonderful friend of mine. And he does a great job putting that that show together. You can watch it at 12:30 today. Typically, we're on Tuesdays at 2 p.m., though, but the show schedule's been all jacked. God, that was great. All right. So welcome into every single one of you. It's unbelievable week. I think, fingers crossed, but I feel really energized. And it must have something to do with the increased activity. But I got into the gym yesterday, and I ran into the other half at the YMCA of Team Knuckle Dragger. I talked to you earlier in the week about my first interaction with Andy from Team Knuckle Dragger. He couldn't believe I was in the gym. And I ran into the other dude, Brian, yesterday, and he goes, "Holy shit!" And I'm like, "Hey," and I was in the locker room there, and he goes, I saw the back of your head. I thought, "Is it?" And then I wanted to make sure, and I see it's you, and I'm like, "Oh, my God." So he couldn't believe that I was back there. And, but I was able to get in the pool again, and nothing major, nothing too intense. I don't want to what I'm trying to do here is, I've talked about this before, not like work so goddamn hard that I'm in debilitating pain. But I think I was close yesterday. You know how they say don't skip leg day? Well, I'm not working like just one body part. I'm working every muscle group, every major muscle group. And I do it 3 days a week. And for my legs, I wanted to do squats. And when I do squats, I usually drop my butt way down. They're called butt draggers. And when I used to do CrossFit, that's the way they taught us to do them. And it really kind of activates all these glute muscle systems and things like that. And it's almost like a full body type of workout from like your core down. But I am so unbelievably starting from the bottom that I didn't even bother putting any weight on the bar. And I did 3 sets. Okay, I did for the first set, and the second set I put 5-pounders on. So the bar is 45 pounds. So now I'm squatting 55 pounds, and then I went up 10 more pounds to 65 pounds. All right. That's like a little child could do that. A 8-year-old could do that. And I got done with that. And then I felt so much unbelievable discomfort in areas that I didn't even know there were muscles there. And I was like, what have I done? And so just from a microscopic standpoint, muscle building occurs when you stress it, and then the little teeny tiny fibers, because of the strain, the workload that you're putting on them, actually break. All right. And a little bit of them break, and then they heal back up, and they're stronger. After a couple days, you do it again. And then that's how strength occurs. And the muscle, when it heals, it grows bigger and bigger and bigger, and you get fitter and fitter and fitter. That's what's happening. You're constantly tearing it down. If you do a little too much tearing down, that's when you're like, oh. And I think I was right on the precipice of Stephen Hawking. All right? I think I was right there because, my God, when I wrapped that up and like a few minutes later I'm walking around, I'm like, oh my God. BB Becca is here, and she says, you tear muscle fibers. Yes. You're a nurse, right? Aren't you a nurse? Frances is here. She says, I miss the old nude men in the locker room stories. You know, I'm glad you brought that up. There's a couple that come to mind. One in particular was Jimmy, the Vietnam vet, who is an absolute juggernaut of power. I haven't seen him at the Y in my 3-4 days that I've been there, but this dude at like 75 years old was just ripped. By the way, Becca, the nurse, says, I used to power lift. That's funny because Rebecca here in the chat also lifts powerlifting. You should join us, by the way, new Becca, if you are in West Michigan, because we have our pinball event, affectionately known as the Pinball Orgy, coming up Saturday in Rockford, Michigan. Bring your better half, bring the kids, whatever. And that's what you do. Hang on a second. I got to respond to this. How are you? Question mark. Rebecca, powerlifting. Rebecca, it's like the fucking Wonder Twins of powerlifting. Come to pinball, new Becca. She says, I work Saturday, but I told my hubby and my oldest about it. Yeah, send them. Send these guys. Send these boys. So I did that, and I was feeling it. I was like, oh, my God, what the fuck have I done? But it kind of came around. I got things done. It was a success. I'm happy. And I don't know. Today's kind of tough. I'm going to try, but I got a hockey game tonight. Man Bun Chris is here. He says, can we talk about how wild the Patreon was yesterday? LOL. Well, the Patreon yesterday, it really was kind of like one thing led to another with just a couple of comments. A couple of descriptors were used in storytelling. We were talking about some hot teacher who was having sex with like 17 and 18-year-olds. She wasn't a teacher. She was the secretary at the school. And Becca says, just do a light workout. Moving is key. I think I should definitely swim, which I did swim yesterday again. More on that in a second. So Chris in Buffalo said, man, we never had any hot people that worked at the school when I was growing up. It's just a bunch of crows. And we hadn't, that's the first time I'd ever heard that term. And then I was referring to this secretary who was having sex with 17 and 18-year-olds as porking. Oh, yeah, she porked this 18-year-old. Well, that struck runner girl Amy, struck her funny bone, and she goes, I got to work the words crow, crows, or pork into my lexicon. She says pork makes me giggle. Porking makes me giggle. And now I assume she meant the term makes her giggle. Not actually, porking. Because that's definitely not something that you would expect out of Amy to just blurt that out. Dare I say anybody to reveal sensitive information like that. And she said, well, actually, both saying that word and actually porking makes me giggle. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what she said. So I was like, what the fuck? And that led to just kind of like this very funny, hilarious moment. And now we know that about Amy. Now, she laughs a lot, and it's kind of like it's infectious. If she starts cracking up, like other people start laughing. So that's kind of what I thought she was getting at. But no, I guess when, Gary and Amy are having a moment that, if you happen to live next door and you hear giggling going on, you're like, oh, I know what could be happening right now. Alan says, get her on the phone. No. I don't want to. I would never bring that up. That's okay. She said that, and then we react, and that's it. You can't have a follow-up question about something like that. It gets weird, you idiot. Besides, it's like hearing that from your sister. Who wants that, I mean, she said what she said. It was hilarious, and then that's it. You don't, ask follow-up questions, you idiot. Man Bun Chris says, yeah, hey, just calling to chat more about when you pork. LOL, that would be so awkward. That's what I'm saying. It would be so awkward. Alan wants, a full question and answer, you idiot. No, you don't want to ask that. Stupid. Stevie says she's busy at the call center. Leave her be. Yes, she worked for the tech company or something like that. Alan said it would be funny. No, it wouldn't. Awkward outweighs funny. The idea of the term giggle box, which she has been referred to, is forever changed, which was part of the commentary yesterday. Now, when it all unfolded, you want to hear it on yesterday's Patreon bonus podcast as it happened in real time. Tyler says her funny bone is located somewhere that would surprise you. Oh, my God. Nurse Becca says people don't use these terms anymore. Well, I had never heard crow, and I'm the only person I know who says bone. Did you guys bone? I think that's kind of like under the radar. Or not bone, but that's another one. Pork, not bone. Pork, bone. Those are two that just aren't used that much. For sure, pork. Hey, did you guys pork? Nobody says that. All right. And tomorrow on Patreon, we have show number 88 of Who Are These Free Beers? And we have the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. Now, on Who Are These Free Beers? Free Beer got really serious, and his feelings were hurt. I am not kidding you. And he said so. He actually said it, and then he said, I'm serious about this. It's very hurtful what you just did. And, I've heard Greg use that terminology before. And I guess what man would say that's hurtful without looking like a huge twat? But he did, and it wasn't. It was all, what happened was they started to, they were doing some topic, and it led to somebody saying that they are accumulating a supercut of things that one of the show members says. And Greg says, oh, it's about me, isn't it? It's me. And then the person, or one of them says, yeah, it actually is you. And then they revealed that whenever he does a certain thing that they're establishing a supercut for, they'll send each other notes. Hey, at 11 minutes in to this segment, he did this one thing again. So they can then go back, grab the audio, and add it to the supercut. Well, when it was revealed that they were all participating, he got so upset. It's hurtful. Oh, it's really, I'm not even kidding you. It's very hurtful to hear that you're all, I feel like you're ganging up on me. This came out of an adult man's mouth. That's hurtful. And I cannot wait to play it for you. I just, seriously, it's so infuriating how into his own feelings he is, cannot get out of his own way. He can't just let people have fun at his own expense. Who doesn't do that? Everybody does that. What a thin-skinned bitch this guy is. Seriously. Nick says, please give us a preview. I need to hear this. Okay, I will. I got to find it. It is cut number 4C. This will give you a good idea as to how this lays out. And this is part of my Patreon Big Fraud Thursday tomorrow. And you can get this show live as it happens for free. And all you need to do right now is go to patreon.com/Eric Zane. And it says sign up for a free trial, 7-day free trial. You do have to put in a payment form, but you can cancel it right after or anytime during the 7 days, and you won't be charged. That free trial gives you a good idea of, so you can look around and see what's good, what's bad, what you like, and then you can make your decision as to whether you want to keep it or not. Nick says you can be in touch with your feelings without being a manipulative asshat. He looks like such a bitch here. This is so bad. A little bit more about it. Freebeer gets his feelings hurt because the gang revealed that they are working on a couple of supercuts of things he says all the time. Listen to how much of a pussy he sounds like. I wrote, side note, try not to get thrown off by Kelly's weirdo noises that she makes throughout this clip.
Yeah. I'm working on a montage right now of somebody's verbal crutch.
What is it that I say too much?
It is you.
Of course it is.
It is you. It is. But I can't say it because you've done it 4 times today already. And sometimes it makes sense.
Most of my crutches are just to fill time.
It's funny you should say that. I may also be working on a montage.
And I don't know about one of them, but I do know about the other one, and I know they're not the same because it's impossible based on what Kelly has just said this morning.
Yes.
Okay, so they're all laughing. This is a good time. This isn't bad.
It's so funny with the one. Whenever it gets said, well, this may give away who it is. I get a text from everyone else on the show, and my phone lights up like a Christmas tree. Because everyone's telling me, hey, catch that, 7:15.
That made it a lot more hurtful. It really did. I wasn't hurt by it until it seemed like everyone is against me. And now I'm hurt.
And now I'm hurt. Like, it really did.
Because everyone's telling me, hey, catch that, 7:15.
That made it a lot more hurtful. It really did. I wasn't hurt by it until it seemed like everyone is against me. And now I'm hurt.
So he takes... Everyone is against me. No, they're just helping accumulate this supercut to make their work easier. That's not like, hey, let's go get him and make him look like a cocksucker because we hate him. That just shows you, that's a little peek inside to Greg's brain as to how that's how fucked up he is. That they can conspire or talk amongst themselves about what it is that they want to do, and he looks at it as, oh, I feel like they're against me. And then Linda says, but they do hate him, and I believe they do. So I think that he wouldn't feel that way if he didn't think that way in the first place, because he treats those people like they're idiots all the fucking time. Tyler says, I have never heard a man say I'm hurt unless they're actually physically injured. Alan says, what a cunt. My God. Becca says truth. New Becca. New Becca says he hates it, pisses him off. Or actually, she wrote, my husband's friends pretend to fall asleep and make snoring noises when his stories go too long. He hates it, pisses him off, but tells nobody. Francis says he's so annoyingly fragile. Runner girl Amy enters the chat, and she says he's a man-child. Murder lover Linda says, like, you guys can call me a murder lover, and I can laugh at it because I know you're joking. I hope, LOL. Oh, I'm not. Black Belt Nick says, I'm pretty sure the Brits would call him a twat. Well, anyway, that is part of what we will feature on Who Are These Free Beers coming up tomorrow on the show. With runner girl Amy entering the chat. Amy, I don't know if you were here 15 minutes ago, but we were talking about yesterday's Patreon bonus podcast. So, you know, at some point you might have to go back and laugh along with that, with this stunning revelation that you made, which had a lot of people laughing. She says, oh no, I just got here. Yeah, that was something. Alan tried to make it weird. I won't. Tyler says, we discussed the location of your funny bone. Jesus. All right. RFK is ripped. I've heard that about him. I think I saw him doing some pull-ups too or something like that. He writes, I have teamed up with Kid Rock to deliver 2 simple messages to the American people. Eat real food. Here the boys are. RFK is fucking jacked. Holy shit. He has been making the rounds talking about how the foods that we eat are too processed. Let me just say that in front of me right now. I've got Nature's Bakery Fig Bar Wrapper number 1. I've got Kirtland Soft and Chewy Granola Bars. I had another fig bar. And then some Doritos this morning. I will say this. With swimming, it kind of, I do eat whatever the fuck I can get my hands on. Swimming is, out of all the endurance sports that I used to do, swimming makes me the most hungry. Like, I fucking eat like an asshole. Nurse Becca says, yeah, totally not into that kind of rip. Yuck, sorry, not my thing. Called ego addiction. Is he a egomaniac? I don't know that. Is RFK an egomaniac? I just know he doesn't like vaccination. His voice is weird. He killed a bear and ate it. And Kid Rock, I can't really tell, but I think he missed leg day here. And he's quite slender, but you know, he's 55 years old, so I think he's in pretty good shape too. I'm not going to hate on these guys just because they're Republicans. I guess this is a Kid Rock and RFK Jr. workout video. It starts with Ball with the Ball playing below it. I don't know how far I can play this without getting in some type of trouble. I mean, I don't want to be like Carl. Secretary Kennedy and Kid Rock's rock out workout. All right. So they're walking through whatever this is. I don't know if this is at Kid Rock's place. And they got the American flag, Statue of Liberty. RFK is pumping iron. Kid Rock is, I don't know what the fuck he's doing there. They're helping each other with push-ups. Little leg curls going on. RFK in his blue. Then RFK takes off his shirt. God damn. Dude is fucking ripped. I don't know why they're not wearing shoes. They're in a sauna. Kid Rock gives you the finger. Now, RFK is getting into the ice bath or sauna, whatever this is, with his jeans on. He walks out and okay. RFK does not like. RFK is like, yeah, let's go play pickleball. And then they start doing that. Now, is this all at Kid Rock's house? I think that these guys may have had sex. So here they are drinking cold whole milk. And then that's it. I think that, and it says make America healthy again. They want you to eat real food. Okay, which I mean, I can't really get behind. I mean, I can't really say anything bad about that. Eating processed food isn't the best thing in the world, but honestly, it tastes good, and I love it. All right? I mean, I do eat plenty of real food, but I also, I'll eat whatever the fuck I want. If I'm hungry and I need something, I'm going to grab it. But RFK he's saying, if you want to live a real long time, I want you to eat only real food. Like, if it's made with a process, you don't want it. Okay. I've heard about that. I think there's a specific diet. Isn't that like the paleo diet? Piano Finger Banger says, I'm actually with RFK on this one. Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong if you eat like that. But I really like to eat that shitty food from time to time. Cole says, what about Kid Rock's tons of drugs and alcohol? How does that fit in with the real food? That's a great point. If you're going to do a video with the health secretary, well, I don't know if it makes sense to be, making Kid Rock the poster boy for getting healthy. That's kind of that's a little bit ridiculous, frankly. I mean, he can do he doesn't need Kid Rock to do the video. Man Bun Chris says it cancels out. Black Belt Nick says the studies are showing the increase of diverticulosis and colon cancers due to processed foods. Nurse Becca says autoimmune protocol. I used to utilize autoimmune protocol and paleo. Black Belt Nick says a lot of us overindulge in our younger years. I can absolutely get behind RFK on this one. And I think that is going to answer this question that came in from Paul. RFK is tough to listen to. Your podcast talked about CBS Today. Waters is down a bit, but I think our processed food is fucking with us. Like you, I should be a little fella. But fuck, that is getting harder and harder to do. And then he sent me the link. All right, that is Act 1 of the podcast. Act 2 is available right after this one. Go check it out. What are you doing? Don't miss a second of it. Thank you so much.